Nigeria, welcome to Newsline. I am Becky Madujemu. We have a thrilling program this week. You won't be able to move a muscle, I promise you. A young lady who recently went viral on mainstream and social media after she gave her younger cousin the lowest form of corporal punishment will be answering questions on why she acted way out of line, while the law will tell us what lies await for the suspect and the whereabouts of the victim. Meanwhile, there's an incident involving another boy. For 2 years, his family went through travails as they desperately searched for him. We have the scoop on how he disappeared and who ensured that there was a painful separation in the first place. Then the beauty and glamour that characterize the Eid el-Kabir celebration will be showcased. We have a roll call of Durbers with prominent kings and jubilant subjects, as well as tourists making happy memories. Before we begin with these and more, Elizabeth Omori will present the news. Happy Sunday, Liz.
Same here, Becky. It's nice to see you and welcome to the news segment of Newsline. All is now set for the presidential retreat for ministers-designate, federal permanent secretaries and top government functionaries. The induction retreat is to be declared open by President Muhammadu Buhari at 10 a.m. Monday, 19th of August 2019 at the State House Conference Hall. Registration has already commenced for ministers-designate accommodated at the Transcorp Hilton, and they're expected to be seated at the venue at 10 a.m., while other delegates and resource persons are expected to be seated at 9 a.m. Now to food importation. The State House has described as incorrect the submission by Financial Times that the Nigerian government is restricting the import of agricultural products into the country in an article dated August 15. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the federal government clarifies that there is no ban or restrictions on importation of food items. The statement further notes that the recent decision by the central bank maintains its reserves is for the purpose of growing domestic industry rather than provide forex for the import of those products from overseas, and is part of President Buhari's consistent resolve to strengthen Nigeria's industrial and agricultural base. The statement says that whoever wishes to source their forex from non-government financial institutions are free to do so. And Vice President Yemi Oshima has described former national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, John Odigi Oyegun, as a consummate politician and astute strategist whose life is worthy of emulation. This was when friends, relatives, and political associates from across the country converged on the International Conference Center in Abuja for the 80th birthday celebration of the former Edo State Governor. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
In the name of the Son and in the greatest name of the Holy Spirit.
So much tributes from friends and political allies, many of whom John Odigi Oyegun had known for decades. Listen to what Vice President Yemi Oshima says about the former governor of Edo State and the immediate past national chairman of the All Progressives Congress.
Very special pleasure and privilege again, sir, to wish you and to wish this very fine gentleman, this loyal party man, excellent role model and leader, a very happy birthday. I pray that as your days, so shall your strength, so shall your wisdom, and so shall your favor with God.
And the Vice President says the celebrant remains an institution even till date.
When God has honored him,
the celebrant was eulogized by all.
A committed patriot, a zealous fighter, and a patriotic Nigerian in whom we are all very, very proud.
A testament to a great sense of duty, great discipline and probity.
And what does the celebrant himself has to say?
Fortunately today, I doubt there is any corner of this country where there aren't highly qualified Nigerians. And the time has come for merit to become the sole determinant of positioning and placing people.
The night is not without words of advice for Nigerians from erudite scholar Professor Ibrahim Gambari, emphasizing the need for all to support government in getting rid of criminality in the country.
Nature abhors a vacuum. If people don't stand for Nigeria, if people don't stand for what unites us, then we'll leave the field to those who capitalize on what divides us.
Odigwe Oyegun was born on the 12th of August 1939 and attended Holy Cross Catholic Primary School in Benin, St. Patrick's College in Asaba, and bagged Bachelor of Science in Economics in 1963 from the University College, Ibadan. In Abuja, Chide Unifadi, NT News.
To other trending stories now, reactions have continued to trail the attack on former Deputy President of the Senate, Ike Ekweremadu, in Germany by some members of the indigenous people of Biafra. Najatu Tijani reports.
The incident, as contained in a press statement released by the media aide to Senator Ekweremadu, Uche Anichukwu, says the former Deputy President of the Senate was attacked during the second annual Cultural Festival and Convention organized by Indigbo, Germany, in Nuremberg on Sunday, 18th August. A video which has now gone viral online shows the incident where Ike Ekweremadu was physically assaulted by a group of people who were being stopped by others as well. Senator Ekweremadu in the statement expressed disappointment but assured well-meaning Nigerians of his safety. Meanwhile, Senate President Ahmed Lawan has condemned the attack as barbaric, noting that it is wrong to blame him for the violent activities in his home state. He urges Nigerians to reflect before taking any measures. Similarly, Chairman Nigerians in Diaspora Commission Abike Dapiri-Erewa has condemned the attack as shameful and urges Nigerians to always bear the country's image in mind and project it in positive ways at all times. The People's Democratic Party has also issued a statement condemning the attack, describing it as unjustified. The President, Ohaneze Ndigbo, John Wodu, and other Nigerians, including Senator Eyinaya Abaribe and Senator Orji Uzokalu, have spoken against the attack and called for peace to prevail.
In a way from the attack, the first batch of 432 pilgrims from Lagos State have arrived the country from Saudi Arabia. Abolore Ogbara reports that the pilgrims, who are elated by the Hajj experience, promised to continuously pray for Nigeria.
The pilgrims arrived the cargo wing of the Muritala Mohammed Airport, accompanied by officials of the Hajj Commission. Some of them, who just had their first Hajj experience, said they have been replenished, promising to exhibit the spiritual lessons learnt during the exercise in their daily activities.
One of the major lessons I learned is you have to be patient because you're meeting so many people from different countries, from so many races.
We learned a lot. The first one, we should be loyal and we should be truthful. And we should know the Allah we are serving is one. And we should be our brother's keeper.
We're supposed to fear Almighty Allah and love our neighbor and love our country.
A prominent Islamic cleric who spoke on behalf of the pilgrims commended President Muhammadu Buhari and the state governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for the support and commitment to the welfare of the pilgrims.
May Almighty Allah continue to bless all Nigeria and make our country to be a great nation in the whole world.
It's been awesome. I want to go again.
Another batch of the pilgrims from Lagos State is expected to arrive the country in the coming days. In Lagos, Abolore Ogbara, NT News.
To other matters, the NNPC, in line with its resolve on transparency and accountability, has announced winners of its 2019-2020 direct sale of crude oil and direct purchase of petroleum products DSDP arrangement. A release in Abuja by the corporation's Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Undu Uhamadu, says after the completion of the 2019-2020 DSDP tender exercise, 15 companies made up of international companies and Nigerian downstream companies emerged successful to undertake the 2019-2020 DSDP arrangement. The one-year contract is effective from 1st of October 2019 to 30th of September 2020. Under DSDP arrangement, the 15 companies shall, over the contract period, take off crude oil and in return deliver corresponding products of equivalent value to NNPC, subject to the terms of the agreement. Now, Dr. Clement Isong, A Life of Integrity, Discipline and Public Service, a literary piece that encapsulates the life and times of a former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, has been presented to the in Abuja. The reports.
Right from the moment I was interviewed there in the Central Bank, all to the time that we parted ways, he had tremendous liking for me.
Senator Olabi is just one out of the many that had contact with late Dr. Clement Isong, a former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, who later became governor of Cross River State. Today, Nigeria celebrates the icon whose face and signature adorn the highest denomination of the Nigerian currency. The life and times of late Dr. Clement Isong was documented for posterity by Professor of History, Professor Olutayo Adeshino, who carefully chronicled his journey of life from 1920 to the year 2000. The 349-page book, with 10 chapters, vividly narrates the role the late banker and politician played while serving as the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria between 1967 to 1975 in his efforts in winning the Civil War without borrowing a dime.
He established industries and boosted the manufacturing sector.
This is the man that started the industrialization of Cross River State. This is the man that introduced proper administration into governance.
It's a strange feeling because I know the man that is on the note, and I think that that the recognition is deserved.
The book reviewer, Professor Effiong Johnson, describes the literary work as a multi-purpose publication that is needed at this time of Nigeria's history.
I, Professor Effiong Johnson, do attest that the claims in this book are strong and good enough, and everybody should keep a copy for references.
Late Dr. Clement Isong, a PhD holder from Harvard University, passed away in the year 2000 in Abuja. And now to matters of interest, the National Council of Arts and Culture, in collaboration with the National Council for Women's Society, is set to sponsor the Public Nudity Bill of 2008, which is a bill for an act to punish and prohibit nudity and sexual intimidation and other related offences in Nigeria. This is coming on the heels of the surge in nudity and indecent dressing in society. Both organizations made their stand known at an interactive session with the media in Abuja. Benny Adams reports.
Indigenous African society believes that womanhood signifies a high level of responsibility and embodiment of social etiquette. Same goes for the man. But recent trending videos of women walking nude in public glare, like the Ikeja shopping mall incident some week ago, coupled with the rising cases of nudity, indecency, and same-sex marriages, among other social ills, being celebrated in the media and on the streets, negate this belief. This is the reason why the National Council for Women's Society is at the Culture House.
We are going to represent that bill modified with input from all the relevant bodies. You cannot fight a battle without a legal framework.
We call upon our female senators and representatives to take up the gauntlet and help to reduce this social malaise.
This marriage of interest is expected to give birth to an aggressive campaign of value reorientation with a view to returning the country's treasured values to where it should be. The women were decorated as cultural ambassadors, just as Otumba Shegun is named Women Ambassador, and honorary membership of the Nigerian Council for Women's Society accorded him. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Let's now take you to Benue State, where the State Police Command has confirmed the loss of 9 lives in a renewed communal crisis between Kiyura, Tiev and Shitile communities in Katsina Ala local government area of the state. Police Public Relations Officer Benue Command in a telephone call said the crisis broke out at a burial in Shitile community Saturday morning when some youths attacked people at the funeral and killed 4 persons. A reprisal attack by youths from Shitile community on the same day led to the death of 5 people. The PPRO, however, said the situation has been brought under control as adequate security personnel have been deployed to the area to maintain peace. And an early morning fire outbreak has destroyed shops at Idi quarters of Gombe Metropolis. Correspondent Zara Umar Adama reports that the fire razed the entire first floor of the 1-story shopping complex belonging to Gombe Local Government Council.
Though no life was lost in the fire that started some minutes after midnight, property worth millions of naira were destroyed. Eyewitness and victim of the fire outbreak, Rufai Ibrahim, explained that he was informed of the smoke coming out of one of the shops when he rushed to the scene and immediately ran to 2 offices of the fire service, but was told all their vehicles are grounded.
We decided to come back and just see how we can help and assist our co-occupant. But there's nothing we can do.
Another victim calling for revival of the fire service in the state.
We are calling for the government to intervene, please.
The shops affected are mostly offices and repair shops for handsets, cameras and computers, among others. Zara Umar Adam, NTA News.
And now to sports. The 12th African Games formally begins on Monday in Morocco. Tamara Ibiri reports